Nostradamus Predictions for the next 15 years. Nostradamus was the eminent French soothsayer from the 16th century who made prodigious forecasts about the forthcoming events. As is written in the abridged version of the Centuries by Nostradamus, he is known to have made exact forecasts about important happenings in the history, like the 9/11 blow of the dual towers of the World Trade Center in New York, the ascent and descent of Napoleon, men able to reach moon, foreign air travel, etc. Incredibly accurate. In the past 4 centuries his predictions have come true with exact accuracy. Going ahead, analysts are of the opinion that his subsequent predictions will also come true. Haiku. Nostradamus wrote his predictions in the form of poetry. He wrote a 4-line sonnet, popularly known as haiku or quatrains. The quatrains have to be deciphered to be able to understand his forecast. It becomes difficult at times to come to an exact time or date of events, and the location where an event would happen. There is a curiosity about future. Let's find out what lies ahead. Drawing the future. The quatrain number 1072, it mentions a specific year 1999, and also the quatrains number 246 and number 1074 which suggest the change of a millennium, referring to the years 2000 or 3000, are exceptional for the related events. Rest are derived from astrological quatrains. The listing of events that follow is not year by year, but follows a general flow of events and the hypothetical dates that can be understood from the sonnet in which they take place, 2000, 2050 and. These are: New Coalition. As per quatrain number 289, United Nations and Russia will become alliances, which were once enemies, and their power will grow. Like we have observed since the fall of Iron Curtain and up to the Millennium Era, this has been true. Quatrains number 495 and number 578 refer to the fact that this alliance might not last long. Rivalry between Christian and Islamic nations. Nostradamus mentions in the quatrains number 547, number 991, and number 621 that clashes between Christian and Islamic nations are predicted to happen. There could be one or more nations involved: Morocco, Tunisia, Syria, Sudan, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Libya, Algeria, Pakistan, various nations of the former Soviet Union, and others, against Turkey, France, Italy, Spain, Austria, Germany, Portugal, Greece, Israel, Hungary, the United States, Macedonia, the United Kingdom, and various partners of these nations. How it transpires. Various Islamic countries and their associates might invade Turkey, Greece, Hungary, the former Yugoslavia, Macedonia, and Austria, and subsequently march towards Italy, invading the locals and other armies located there, by land. From there on, the invaders could then move on to other nations in various parts of Europe. Greece might use chemical or biological means in these collisions. Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco and Libya might try to torment Egypt via land. By sea route, these same North American nations might invade the southern coastline of Spain, France and Monaco, delving deeper into Europe. All war, no peace. Some of these collisions may happen in gigantic latitude. Some might happen over a period of time. Not only at land are the collisions translated to naval discord in the Mediterranean, Tyrrhenian, and Aegean seas. The nations of NATO, or its prospective equivalent, and their many associates appear to predominate in these conflicts. Jerusalem trapped. Nostradamus suggests in paragraph number 34 concluded from the epistle that Jerusalem might be encountered on all sides and a Western naval force will assist Israel combat the strength of its future competitors. The years for the probable manifestation of these clashes might be 2000, 2002, and 2013, 2015-16, 2017, 2019, 2021, 2030, 2037, 2038, or 2044. While studying these predictions, it should be kept in mind that Nostradamus was from Christian clan, descendant of the Jews, and his forecast of the world events might have a religious bias, but not of a serious nature. Third World War. Is it coming? There seems a probability of third Antichrist coming into being, and Arabic or Muslim/Christian clashes might occur any time during the war. Although it's not clear at this time that how these events will relate. Some of them might be a part of the war and other might be totally unrelated. Coming of the Antichrist. Nostradamus suggests that the third Antichrist might appear from the zone east of Black Sea. In paragraph number 23 of Epistle, he says, "The grand empire of the Antichrist shall start in the rule of the previous empire of Attila." Attila was the leader of Asian Huns who conquered Europe in the times of 5th century. The new Xerxes. This is how Nostradamus points to the third Antichrist. In 480 BC, Xerxes was the king who was not successful in occupying Greece. Antipeace or Antichrist. As per quatrain number 554, most of Europe would be conquered. The army of third Antichrist will begin its journey towards Europe from a zone between the Caspian Sea and Black Seas. Then they will cross Alania, southwest Russia, and Armenia, then into Turkey. Monsters in the sea. Quatrain number 19 refers to the naval forces of the third Antichrist will be escorted by the Libyan army into the Mediterranean and Adriatic seas. One of the pinnacles of the future warfare appears to be a gigantic naval involvement in the Adriatic Sea. Quatrain number 527. Islands which bolster damage in the war include the Dodecanese Islands, Malta, the Cyclades, Sicily, Sardinia, Malta, and Euboea. Military changeover. A king from Aquilon, an allusion to Russia, will slowly help to put things in perspective. This refers to the fact that if the Russians are paired against Europe and the New World at the start of the warfare, they will at some point exchange their position during the war, and the military will transit themselves with Europe and West with a view to annihilate the Easterners. War, 27 years long. Nostradamus suggested a prolonged war with the third Antichrist for as long as 27.5 years. The winners would be NATO, SEATO or their future equivalents, and their partners. Both sides will have to suffer huge losses as a result of war. New York. Nostradamus suggests in quatrains number 499 and number 667 that various zones be one hit by missiles, in Europe, the West, and elsewhere. New York City might bear the loss of a direct hit. Pandemic or metaphor. Nostradamus states that a plague will break out which will eradicate 2/3 of the world's population, paragraph number 33 of the epistle. This could be a metaphor referring to nuclear or biological warfare. There is a possibility that this relates to the war with third Antichrist. Antichrist. Nostradamus predicts that with the coming of Antichrist there will be war and loss. Nobody today desires it. However, if it goes as predicted by the soothsayer, the probable years could be 2002, 2006, 2009, 2011, 2013, 2015, 2016, 2019, 2024, 2026, 2028, 2030. 2038, 2041, 2043, 2044, and 2049. Global flooding. Hindu concept of pralaya is described by Nostradamus as global flooding, which might occur after the fall of third Antichrist. No specific date is assigned to the incident, though. This seems real than any other forecast, because of the carbon emission and human factor. Average temperature is rising, hence atmospheric heating continues, and it may lead to the sea levels rising as much as 3 feet in the next century. What is polar shift? Nostradamus predicts the possibility of polar shift, as per the paragraph number 24 of the epistle. If the atmospheric heat continues to grow in the same proportion, the ice in the polar regions would melt, creating not only floods, but giving way to conditions that could allow an off-balancing of Earth on its axis. New center. The gravitational outcome created by the calibration of planets within our solar system could behave as a reactant to produce a polar shift. Another possibility could be the collision between the Earth and an asteroid or comet. If such a phenomenon happens, then the planet would re-establish a new center of gravity,